F1 Manager 24 for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix round 7 of the season, going for 9th or above with Perez and 10th or above with Valtteri Bottas.
Where we're back in the country's capital. The spectacular Baku city circuit will take drivers right through the city streets, from the narrow roads of the old town to the wide highway alongside the Caspian Sea, where cars will be fighting wheel to wheel this weekend. Lando Norris delivered for his team in the last race and will head into this weekend with plenty of confidence. Can the Brit bring it home in this round too? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Formula One.
Q1 at the end, Perez and Bottas are both going out in their flying laps. I thought I'd leave it to the end, because that's when the track is most ramped up, and if you go at the start of the session, you're very likely to get blocked coming down the second DRS straight of the circuit in towards the tight, twisty middle sector of the racetrack, where it really gets a bit tighter. There's a lot more corners, and this is the technical part of the circuit, and hopefully we don't meet another car, because that wouldn't be very nice. Coming through towards, where are we? Towards the final sector, the kick Sauber gets out of the way. Perez is on a green first sector, not going purple, but Bottas is also on a green first sector. Perez is on a green second sector, and so is Valtteri Bottas. There we go. And coming through up towards the line, what will it be for Sergio Perez? I'm hoping we can slot in around P5 where Fernando Alonso is, and Perez gets P4, even better, and Bottas gets P5. Lovely stuff. Moving on into Q2.
And try to keep it smooth.
Q2, both drivers out on a flying lap on a scrub set of tyres. Perez has just started his. Verstappen, Leclerc, Hamilton, Alonso, Russell, Stroll, Sainz, Antonelli and Behrman is the current order of the session. 2.5 seconds separating the pole man from P9. Perez goes green in the first sector. Sonoda just goes P2. I believe that's Ocon going up to P8. And Bottas goes green as well. Currently 15th and 16th. I don't actually know where we got through in Q1 or what place we were, but I know that we definitely got through, that's why I skipped. And it's green-green in both sectors for Perez, and green-green in both sectors for Bottas. Coming up towards the line now, I hope we can get P2 possibly. And Perez comes across the line, goes P5, that's alright. And Bottas comes across the line and goes P8, that should be enough to get into Q3. And it is P7 and P9. And on the first flying line, 2 offset, sent Bottas out very close to Perez to try and get a slipstream. And Bottas
Red flag
has crashed into the wall, the first crash of the season from one of our drivers, and it's caused a red flag, and Bottas is in the wall.
Now this was Valtteri Bottas. Clearly unable to take evasive action. Thankfully though, they come away from that unharmed.
So with Bottas no longer taking part in this session, it's just down to Perez to deliver a good performance. Bottas will be starting P10, and everybody is on a lap because it's going to be tight to get 2 runs in. So we're going out on a scrub. It was a fresh set, it's now slightly scrubbed because obviously we've done the outlap and the first sector of the lap on it. So it probably has a couple percentage. Perez with purple in the first sector, and it is a Red Bull that takes it away, unsurprisingly. Green first sector. Watching this back is making me want to play F1 Manager again. I'm most probably going to do it after this. And coming down towards turn 15, down towards the final corner. Let's not spin, let's not do a Bottas. Let's go up towards the final few kinks and down towards the line very quickly. And we're going to come over the line any point now. And it is going to be a 142.1 from
So
Sergio
at the
Perez.
moment you have
I
P1.
believe maybe it's the McLarens that are taking our sectors away. No, it was Verstappen, but Piastri is the last man to cross the timing page, and he gets P4, leaves Perez down in P6. Current order is Verstappen, Norris, Hamilton, Piastri, Leclerc, Perez, Alonso, Tsunoda, and Russell. Perez has currently got someone in front of him. Avoids doing a Bottas down towards turn 3. Then we have 4, 5 and 6 where it all kicked off in Creator Series. Oops. And coming down towards the castle section, I'm hoping we can get P2. That would be quite nice to start P2. It'd definitely be a difference, and also I think we can get there. I think we'd be able to keep it with the pace this car has shown. Through turn 15, we're going to be the last car to cross the line. Verstappen and Hamilton finished, they're currently P1 and P2. Norris comes across the line, doesn't improve. Tsunoda goes up to P2. Piastri goes up to P2. And Leclerc stays P6, and Perez stays P7. So it's going to be P7 and P10 for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Welcome back, everyone. The final preparations are now being made as we head into the race.
Baku has been the scene for some major on-track battles, like Vettel and Hamilton fighting for the lead back in 2017. Will we see more drama this year, I wonder?
Baku City Circuit challenges drivers like few other tracks. The tight section through the old city demands precision. The main straight, pure aggressive acceleration. And every corner is a challenge for tyres. Welcome to race day. And before we get down to it, last minute checks are being made. Well, it's great to have you with us, folks, as we settle in for the weekend's Grand Prix action. And for Lando Norris, this is another chance to see what he can do in this car.
Starting P5 gives them a great position off the line. If they manage the race right, well, it could get even better.
So let's see what today has in store, shall we? This is what you've been waiting for. It's the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And it's lights out.
And indeed it is lights out, and away we go. I made the decision for Bottas to start from the pit lane. I know you're thinking why. It's because he ripped the car in pieces, so I had no choice but to start the car from the pit lane, unfortunately. He has got a new spec of part, I do believe. Or maybe he doesn't, I'm not sure. Perez goes down the inside in turn 3 and up to P5. And Bottas is trying to fight Jack Doohan and can't. He's staying P22. On lap 2, Bottas gets up to P21 and then up to possibly P20 on lap 3. Drives down inside of turn 15, gets the move done. Perez overtakes Hamilton on lap 4 for P4. And here's a replay of Alex Albon. Yeah, not sure you want to be doing that. Perez makes it up to P3
Along
now.
the straights here. There's the opening.
And this is Bottas overtaking Kix Alba. His former team, of course. And now Bottas is going for P17 on Pierre Gasly, and he makes it. And now Bottas is going for P16 on Nico Hulkenberg and gets it. 5 laps in, 8 places up. And this is Perez versus Piastri, I do believe. I don't think that was Norris. No, it was Piastri. And Bottas now overtakes Antonelli. He's going to be a bit of a tough one to run away from and clear the DRS. And Antonelli comes flying back past Bottas. And Bottas comes back past Antonelli on lap 7. And Perez has broken the DRS. Perez and Piastri have broken the DRS to Norris. And Ollie Behrman and Kix Sauber get racing. And they touch slightly. Perez and Piastri start fighting on lap 7. It's a medium soft for Bottas and a soft medium for Perez. We're trying to conserve the tyre temps as much as we can to make pushing more effective when we do push. Perez is down to 4th, being overtaken by Piastri. Bottas overtakes Ocon, which is lovely to see. Currently sitting P3 and P13. So Bottas has had 9 overtakes in 10 laps. At the time, I thought Bottas was having a stinker of a race, but now I look back at it, he's actually doing quite well. and Perez gets overtaken by Piastri for P3, and Piastri overtakes Perez in the castle section. Perez gets him back, Tsunoda comes into the pits for a set of the hard compound tyres very early. I think the hard tyres are just too conservative around here. Leclerc comes into the pits, Bottas makes a double overtake into the top 10 places, and Perez and Piastri are fighting on lap 14. Perez's tyres are done though, so I expect Piastri to get past him, and Stroll overtakes Bottas, or is fighting with Bottas. Bottas goes round him, and Perez comes into the pits on lap 17. I think that was a couple of laps after Piastri pit. Nope, Piastri's still up there, so ignore me. 2.7 second stop and onto a set of mediums. Bottas is going to come out just in front of Perez. So Bottas hasn't actually lost too much from this first stint, although we are going to swap the cars because Perez has got a race to get on with. And he goes up to P4, and Bottas goes down to P6, being overtaken by Lando Norris, who we couldn't hold up. Perez goes up to P3, and Bottas comes in from P7. I'm hoping he'll be out sort of P14, I don't know, because everybody pit before him, so it's hard to guess. Currently P12, and he's going to be out in P12, just fastest lap from Esteban Ocon, and Bottas managed to pull back Carlos Sainz. But there's a red flag, and that really shafts us. Jack Doohan, what's he done? Just speeds into turn 13,
paint on that barrier.
Crashes.
Well, they
that's
may have
quite
been
bad.
keen to leave their mark, but I think that was a little
Yeah, that's really
too
not
literal.
come at a good time
Don't
for
you?
us. This is leaving me scratching my head because I believe
And not
McLaren's
much that
haven't
the
pit
team
yet.
can do.
Yeah, red flag
They're set
active.
once more.
And
And
it's
soon we'll
P3
continue
and
this
P12
race.
from the restart.
And it's lights out. And away we go.
And for the second time today, it's go, 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 go. 23 laps into the race, basically the halfway point. Halfway point is lap 26. Bottas gets overtaken on the softs and down to P13. He then goes up to P12, and up to P11 just before the castle section, so he's making decent progress. Up to P10, all in one lap. That was mega. Perez is up to P2. Bottas is up to P9, overtaking Hamilton, then overtaking Leclerc, then overtaking Alonso in one straight, up to P7. Bottas is doing very well. Then overtakes Piastri and Russell up into P5. Then Russell gets past them both, and then Bottas gets DRS passed by Piastri. Unfortunately, he left the door open. He's going to go round the outside of Oscar on the hards, and he's up to P6. And Bottas eventually overtakes Russell. And Lance Stroll, who was having a great weekend, just spins it round. That's really embarrassing. And safety car is deployed. Reason because Leclerc, Alonso and Hamilton are all fighting as they come to the last corner. Leclerc gets pinched and thrown into the wall. And understandably not very happy about that, and that's what's
As
caused
for the team
the
back
safety car to come out, and Ferrari must be fuming. Perez comes into the pits, and I believe I'm going to bring Bottas into the pits as well. So we're coming into the pits for P2, we're risking a lot here. I'm going to save the game, that's how much we're risking. And Perez comes in from the race, well, essentially the race lead, because we're second in the box. He comes out in P2, 2.5 second stop, that's not bad. We need a quick stop for Bottas. We get it at 2.8, it's an alright stop. Coming out in P7, so P2, P7 on fresh tyres. And I believe Alonso and Hamilton in front of Bottas haven't got fresh tyres. So essentially, we are a net P5 with Bottas. And 15 laps to go. As we restart, Bottas goes down the inside of Alonso and through the castle section, overtakes him on his fresh mediums, needing to make progress, and that's what he plans on doing. Perez overtakes Verstappen, old teammates fighting in different cars, and our car looks to be better. Could we get our first win today? Who knows? Going aggressive on the tyres just because we don't want to burn them out like we did, in the first stint with Perez, because obviously we were planning a soft, medium, but we turned it into a soft, medium, soft, even though with using both sets of mediums because of the red flag. Anyway, it's complex. He's fighting Verstappen for first though, and Bottas has got Hamilton and up into P5, and Verstappen really isn't wanting to budge at the minute, and he eventually gets us 10 laps to go. Perez goes for a dive bomb and makes it. Bottas is up into P3, I don't know why I've not been watching his progress. Pit lane to P3, by the way. I know there's been a red flag and a safety car, but still, neither of them have particularly benefited him, apart from the safety car, where it fell right on his pit window, and the red flag was just after. Probably could have won if we stayed out a couple laps longer, or could have been a higher chance of winning. Obviously the race isn't over. 3 laps to go. Perez and Verstappen are swapping though. Bottas isn't too far off, he's right there, 2.8 seconds away. His mediums are actually slightly more warm than Perez's softs, which is surprising. And Perez goes for the inside, can't quite make it, and Perez gets dropped by the DRS. On the final lap, the start of the final lap, Norris gets Bottas. We're going to try and get Bottas to pull away with the ERS. He does manage to do it. I'm hoping it's going to be a double podium for the first time, but Norris comes back up the inside from nowhere, and Bottas just can't seem to fight it, or can't match the pace in the McLaren coming out of this corner. Lando's still there, he's still there. Bottas can need to put a wheel on the inside, and he doesn't. And
Check it,
just can't get close enough. It's going to be P2 and P4. Mega result from Bottas from the pit lane, and a mega drive from Perez. But that could have possibly been a 1-2 at one point. It definitely could have been a 1-3, so that's a shame. But we'll take the positives from this race.
A really strong
That's a lot of
drive from
points.
Sergio Perez there.
Definitely a well-deserved podium. You've got to say their race strategy was very good indeed.
We may see these kind of scenes a lot in Formula One, but it's easy to forget just what it means to the whole team. And onto the podium goes Sergio Perez, and he's certainly in good company there.
And with that result, it marks their second podium of the season.
And before they get back to work, I think it's time to cool off here in Azerbaijan. Well, Kareem, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
They'll certainly be pleased to have made the podium. A job well done for sure.
Well, everybody, that's all from us here in Baku.
Now the teams will be looking ahead to Imola, where the season progresses with the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Get ready for some fierce competition.
So the race results, Perez up 5 places, Bottas it says only up 6, but because that registers him as P10, but we all know how far he came from. That was a mega result from Bottas. That was a really, really good race, and he's up 2 places in the championship because of it. And I believe this race weekend we scored more points than everybody but Red Bull, and we got 4 points in the pit stop championship as well, which is good. It doesn't move us anywhere in position, but the pit stops are really good. The race was really good. We got our targets, that's all we needed. We have the design centre level 3 upgrade complete. That is a major one. And we have hired Diego Tondi for next season, and we have hired Jonathan Wheatley. And here's me doing the pit stop schedule. Car building doesn't really matter, because if you have to change a front wing in a race, your race is basically screwed anyway, especially if it's in the middle of the race. And yeah, bit of pit stop drill, bit of gym training. That's normally pit stop drill keeps mistake down, and gym training gets the pit stop time lower, so you need to have a fine balancing act between the two, and you also need to obviously not wear them out, so you need sufficient rest days, which is what I'm trying to do here. Get as much use of them as I can. Research is complete on the rear wing and the side pods. That's handy, and we're now going to research a new part, which is the suspension. Sorry for that door slam. There's put 2 engineers on it. Design complete on the front wing, and we are going to build quite a few of those. It's the 2 of those. Design complete on the underfloor, and weather center level 4 is updated, and we have a sponsor plan, which is nice because that's going to bring in some more cash, which means we can do some more manufacturing and some more designing because we were kind of low. We brought in 4.8 million, and that is research on the underfloor, and we are going to redo the sponsor plan for next time. Obviously next season, obviously this game is the 2024 season, so next game will be Next season will be 25, and then the season after that is 26. So we really need to set ourselves up good for 25, so we can have a great 26, and we can put a lot into 26. But make sure you like, subscribe for more F1 Manager videos coming soon. Just 10 races left of the season.